Hi everyone. CBSE Class 10 Math. This is a video solution to the sample question paper given by the board for term 2 in the academic year 21-22. We're going to be solving two questions. Question number 1, which is a 2-mark question, and question number 14, which is a case study based question. Both these questions appeared from this chapter, Arithmetic Progression. Both these questions are easy ones. Asani se ho jayega. Let's get started with the first of the questions. Question 1 had an internal choice. So let's start with the first part, do the second part, and also do the two parts in the case study question. So in total, we'll be solving 4 questions in this video. Start with the first one. Find the value of A25 minus A15 for the arithmetic progression. The first 4 terms of the progression are given to us, 6, 9, 12, 15. Step 1, what we'll do is let's compute the common difference of this arithmetic progression. We know the first few terms, so we can find out the common difference. Common difference is equal to the difference between any two consecutive terms. A2 minus A1 in this case will suffice. So 9 minus 6 is equal to 3. So common difference of this arithmetic progression is the 3. What do we have to find out? We need to find out A25 minus A15. What formula are we going to be using? We're going to be using the formula to compute the nth term of an arithmetic progression. Nth term, an, is equal to the first term a plus n minus 1 times the common difference is the formula to find out the nth term. Let's write A25 and A15 in terms of the first term and this common difference. So the 25th term, A25, will be equal to A plus 25 minus 1 times the common difference. Let's write the common difference right now as the d. And in the last step, let's plug in the value of d to be equal to 3. So we'll continue with the d till we come to the last step. So this is equal to a plus 24d. So A25 is a plus 24d, known to us even if we did not write this step. A15 correspondingly will be equal to a plus 15 minus 1 times the common difference, which is a plus 14d. So got A25 and A15. What we need to find out is the value of A25 minus A15, which actually is going to therefore be equal to a plus 24d. From this, we are going to subtract a plus 14d. What will you get? A gets cancelled with a. 24d minus 14d is equal to 10d. So the value of A25 minus A15 is equal to 10d. In the last slide, we computed the value of d to be equal to 3. Let's plug that in here. So 10 times 3, 30 is the difference between the 25th and the 15th term. A25 minus A15 equals 30. Very easy question. Certainly should be able to get 2 marks for this. Move on to the second part, which is the internal choice. This is an interesting one actually. If 7 times the 7th term of the AP is equal to 5 times the 5th term of the AP, then find the value of the 12th term. Right? First up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the formula to find out the nth term as always and find out what are we trying to find out. We're trying to find out the 12th term. Let's just get started with that. So an is equal to a plus n minus 1 times the common difference. A is the first term, n is a number of terms we are talking about, d is the common difference. So A12, if we have to find out, that is going to be equal to a plus 12 minus 1 times d, which is equal to a plus 11d. We are trying to find out the value of this. If we can get the value of a plus 11d, we have found out what we are trying to find out. Let's now make sense out of the statement. 7 times the 7th term, 7 times the 7th term is equal to 5 times the 5th term. A7 is the 7th term, A5 is the 5th term. So 7 times the 7th term is equal to 5 times, this is 5, right? This doesn't look like a 5, we'll write it. It is 5 times the 5th term. What you're going to do as next step, so you're going to write this A7 in terms of this format, A5 in terms of this format. Let's get done with that. So 7 times A7 is a plus 7 minus 1, which is equal to 6d, is equal to 5 times a plus 5 minus 1, which is equal to 4d. Let's solve this equation in the next slide. Expand this. This is 7a plus 42d. 7a plus 42d is equal to 5a plus 20d. 5a plus 20d. Take all terms to one side. 7a minus 5a is equal to 2a. 42d this is. 42d minus 20d is equal to 22d. This is equal to 0. When all terms have come to the left hand side, the right hand side is obviously a 0. Divide this entire equation by a 2, you'll get a plus 11d is equal to 0. What did we have to find out? We had to find out the value of the 12th term. 12th term a12 we know is equal to a plus 11d. That is equal to 0. So 12th term of this arithmetic progression is equal to a 0. Move on to the third question, which is a case study based question. Right. This is a lot of information, just fun reading. Read it at your time. not going to help us with solving this question. Here is something to tell you how basically one should do push-ups, right? Let's get started with the question. This is where actually the question starts. Nitesh wants to participate in the push-up challenge. He can currently make 3,000 push-ups in 1 hour. That's a lot for an hour. But he wants to achieve a target of 3,900 push-ups in 1 hour, for which he practices regularly. He's right now doing 3,000 push-ups in an hour. He wants to take it up to 3,900 each hour. With each day of practice, he is able to make 5 more push-ups in an hour as compared to the previous day. If on the first day of practice, he makes 3,000 push-ups and continues to practice regularly till his target is achieved, we need to solve the 2 questions that are asked subsequently. So quickly, day 1, the number of push-ups he does, we'll call it as A, is equal to 3,000. Day 2, we'll call it as A2. The number of push-ups he'll be able to do is equal to 3,005. It's 5 more than that. Day 3 is going to be equal to 3,010 and so on and so forth. So each day, the count of push-ups is increasing by a 5, which means it's in an arithmetic progression with a common difference of 5. So this much is established here. Starting with 3,000, we need to reach a target of 3,900. Let's look at what these 2 questions are. Keeping the above situation in mind, answer the following questions. Form an AP representing the number of push-ups per day, right? If on the 5th day, how many push-ups will you do? A5 is the answer. On the 21st day, how many push-ups will you do? That's A21. So we need to frame an AP to signify the number of push-ups done on any given day. So we need to find out an AP for representing AN, where N is an nth day that we are talking about. And hence, find the minimum number of days he needs to practice before the day his goal is accomplished. His goal is to reach 3,900. So how many days, what is the value of N to reach the target 3,900? That's the second part of this question. Second question itself within this, find the total number of push-ups performed by Nitesh up to the day his goal is achieved. The first day was 3,000, next day is 3,005. So till you keep adding all of these things till he reaches 3,900, how many total push-ups has he done is what the question is, right? Let's get started. Let's start with the first part. Represent it as an arithmetic progression. So nth day, the number of push-ups he'll do. An, we'll write the first formula, A plus N minus 1 times the common difference, where we know A is equal to a 3,000. That's a place where he starts, plus N minus 1 times the common difference, which is equal to 5, because each day is increasing the count by a 5. So first question, part 1, we'll have to express it in form of an AP to represent the number of push-ups done on any given day. So nth day, the number of push-ups he does is AN. That's equal to the push-ups done on the first day, 3,000, plus N minus 1 times the common difference, which is equal to a 5. The second part to it, which is to find out what is the value of N so that he reaches 3,900. So AN equals 3,900. N equals what is part 2. Plug in that information here. 3,900 is equal to 3,000 plus N minus 1 times 5. 3,000 goes to the left hand side, makes it as 900 is equal to N minus 1 times 5. Divide both sides of this equation by a 5. So left hand side will become 180 is equal to N minus 1, or N is equal to 181. On the 181st day, he would have reached his target of 3,900, right? So part 1 is this and part 2 is this. So you do these 2 things, you got marks for the part 1 of this question, right? Let's look at the second one. Find the total number of push-ups performed by Nitesh to the day his goal is achieved, right? We know A is equal to a 3,000. Day 1, how many push-ups he does? Common difference is equal to 5. He reaches his target on the 181st day. The question is to find out sum of all the push-ups he has done from day 1 all the way up to 181st day. So Sn, formula will write it, which is N by 2 times 2A plus N minus 1 times the common difference. Do we have values for all of this? N is equal to 181, A is equal to 3,000, D is equal to 5. Plug in, we'll get the answer. So S181 is what we are trying to find out, which is 181 divided by 2 into 2 times 3,000 plus 181 minus 1 is a 180. Common difference is equal to a 5. So this is 181 divided by 2 into 6,000. 2 into 3,000 is a 6,000 plus 900, which is 6,900. Cancels out to leave us with a 3,450. 181 into 3,450 is equal to 6,24,450. This is the total number of push-ups that Nitesh did from day 1 all the way up to day 181, the day he reached his target, right? This calculation would take a little bit of time. Otherwise, both questions, the case study based question number 14 and question 1A or 1B, both are relatively easy questions. You should necessarily get them right. Before you leave, I want you to do two things. One, sign up at online.maxtute.com to get started with CBSE Class 10 Math online tuitions. It takes all of 5 minutes and less than 3 steps to get started. And second thing, I want you to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so that you get notified every time a new video is uploaded. Spread the word about this channel to your friends and classmates.